Suggestions like my highest stat. Can I not go this way? I do seem to have a hard time figuring out where I can and can't go sometimes. So I can't go like left here? Oh, I can, right. Blumenack Land's End over here. Right, it's that thing we were looking at just before. I'm trying to find this boy. Is that it?
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer...
That over there must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
Ooh, hidden things. Secrets.
Lies.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
Examine the plastic ball.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Shake the boy.
There's something in there, splashing around.
Open the boy.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn.
But lucky it's still here. A little longer, it might have floated away. Who do you think took them?
I have no idea.
This is a minor quirk. We know what was in the boy anyway. This is a disaster. Everything is ruined.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Could this be related to the cryptozoologists and the little expedition?
In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. We should go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
It might have floated away.
We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
Dang it. I wonder if that's like time related or...
Hello, hello. What can I do for you, officer?
Hello, hello. Look, see the
I'm
woman?
afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Let her design the trap?
Yes.
He says with some pride.
More than some, he admires this about her.
How do the traps work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick insect seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
What will you do if the traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought. Yes.
Oh, what's that now?
What?
As he's pretty eager for your return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south where Lena would be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Lena.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here.
Ooh.
We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Won't let Lena down. Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
She didn't tell me though.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
He coughs and continues.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Maybe you could go back to the whaling, warm up, come back and check the traps later?
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Chaos is my method. This is how I feel about the ice cream machine. We're looking for someone hiding in this red coast, looking for another thing may lead us to her.
Why not? At least it will give us the excuse to look into a lot of reeds.
That it will. That it absolutely will. I hope you brought your good boots.
Where are those traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them, you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Lay it on me. Thick. Present your armpit. Lay it on me.
Wise choice.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
No, that's good. Right, let's go check the traps then. Because, like, I kind of need to explore anyway, so...
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Say, ice cream. Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
No need to be grim. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm hoping some citizens are getting some fresh air. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air.
I meant no offense, just...
He looks at you putting the trap back on the ground. Leave. People pay money to park here? No one would pay now. Such a weird little area. It's kind of annoying because I've got to wait for like 8 hours for that physical instrument check to drop. That's like such a long time. I've got 27 though, so right, we're gonna not check that one straight away. Go back. Let's go to Land's End because I also want to check to see if that's where the shop potentially came from. I have such a hard time like figuring out where freaking everything is. Kim, did we not sort this out?
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Kim, we were supposed to do the thing. Money, 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 money. Oh, look, there's the trap.
A familiar apparatus. The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze, weighed down by rain. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself. I don't believe the 5 myths exists, okay?
Of course. Noted.
He looks at you incredulously as you place the trap back in the reeds. Am I not supposed to, like, have the thought of if the shot could have been taken from here? Oh.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower?
It's not possible to climb that ladder, and even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
Maybe the campfires? No, we know it was. Well and Max.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the wave-crossed bay, through heavy, dark grey curtains of rain, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. A glowing light on the 3rd floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps, but anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2-kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out Beatable Prime, was it?
Alright, well, we've ruled out Beatable Prime. Alright, check the boardwalk for bullet tracers. Check island for bullet tracers. I don't quite know where the island is. Also, I'm going to have to take a quick ad break because I need the toilet. So I'll be like right back. Don't go away. 1 second, peeps, don't worry. We're back. Let's resume. Sorry, that was one of those where like I was like, I'll go to the toilet, and then I just kept doing stuff, and then like I was like, oh gosh, if I don't go, I will be very discomforted. All right. I don't quite know where some of these places are, which is annoying. Right, I'm gonna go back to the boardwalk. Unless like it means the boardwalk on the other side, maybe. Or
An old door, worn by elements. guards the
impossible.
depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while.
Could this structure have been
see
used to
a
take the
handle.
shot?
From here to the whirling? I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Do those odds improve if I equip this?
An old door, worn by
Nope. It's also a red check, so like I could hurt myself, which is not what you want. Yeah, there's no way he means this border, is there? That makes no sense. With a shot. Do you want this other? No, sorry,
Yes?
sorry, Kim. Didn't mean to speak to you, Kim. Did you want this other cube?
Yes. What is it?
About the off-site coffee you asked me to
Yes?
bring. Is this the film you were looking for? Show her the production schedule?
No. That's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization. I don't need it.
In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk drawer of an abandoned cubicle.
Okay, but still.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have you seen anyone suspicious? Say a woman named Ruby?
What? No. No one's suspicious around here.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
About the 2mm hole again.
The swallow, you mean? What about it? Great.
No.
Thanks.
Alright. Alright, so that we can sell the cube for 50 real, so that's pretty good. Given that she did not want the production schedule. So that helps us a lot. Yes. School of fish huddle around the fence post.
The shaggy-haired girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
I'll help you, alright?
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya?
Have you seen any
We've been waiting
red-haired
for
women
weeks
around?
here. No,
Just no?
it's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast.
That's good, no neighbours to complain about noise when you get the club going.
Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an overwhelmingly fun dance party.
Nice. Overwhelmingly good dance party. Alright, well, let's walk back. I'm slightly bemused as to where some of these locations are, just because I feel like the map is not great, but we gotta roll with the punches, I guess. Tequila sunrise. Trap should be around about here, right? There we go.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
Bummer, wasn't it?
I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat trapped in one of these.
Fair. That's fair point, Kim. I'll give you that. I don't understand how I keep getting lost. It's not even that big. Like...
This is the reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Look closer.
No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer, Skip. Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
But they still need to know.
Okay, but after that we get back to our own assignments. We've done a thorough survey of the coast now. Just running around is no longer useful.
A cold gust of air. You've checked all the
Intriguing. I keep going this way when I mean to go the other side. He's not here? Oh, he is. Forgot he was in the thing.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor.
Top of the morning to you. How may I be of service?
Isn't being forced to get up for work at dawn a little inhumane? I'm so glad you're already awake. It's so lonely in the city this hour.
I just like being awake for the transition between night and morning, bearing witness to the first hints of light on the horizon.
There's something I'd like to
Sure.
sell.
Let me have a look.
I have a fascinating photo of a corpse. I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
To be fair, that's the thing of the greatest value, isn't it? I'd like to sell my clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. And especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparking in the light of the projector!
Another time, perhaps.
Right, well we got a big fat fiddy. So that works out. We have enough three more days at max if we need it. How do I... Oh dear. No, this is like the back of the thing, right? Yes, this is not to do with the shop. I forget how you... Oh, is it like, it's this way, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so this has nothing to do with anything. Dang it. I don't understand where the other locations are for these shots, man. It's really annoying me. Oh, nice. More magnesium. Went to the village on the coast officer, see you there.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Those two
I don't
chumps.
believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
They seem to hold you in high esteem. Maybe it's just school solidarity.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Skulls are cool. Can I be a skull?
Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalise the neighbourhood.
Okay, then how's that?
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
What is it with these skulls and cooperation? They have to be the nicest violent street gang in Revachol West.
Alright, catch you later, Cindy. I was really hoping we'd be able to do a bit more, to be honest. I'm almost frustrated.
Hello again, officer.
Oh, okay. Can't interact with any of this. Oh, there's a stash. I'm really confused where I'm meant to go for the shot thing. Actually, let's go to this balcony on the other side of this building. No, not possible. So confused. Am I just being daft or not using the map correctly or something like? Wherever shall appears that it may have got the better of me at the moment.
This coin operated. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible, a half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it, its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind.
Hang in there, little one. Could the shot have come from there?
Can you tell? From this distance? I don't think it's possible.
It's not. The details are blurry. There's water vapor in the way and waves cut into the islet.
What about if I do this one?
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently. The metal feels cold and wet under you. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericarnassus. The church looks old and weather-worn. Around the large wooden building you see...
Okay, maybe we should have done this earlier. Can't have on me. Alright, so I'll go speak to Everett just for the sake of doing something while I'm here.
The file cabinet stepped the drawer. So this is the night watchman's.
Alright, nothing.
back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. And as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
I had to give it a go. I had to try. Trying to get all my bad rolls out for the ice cream machine later.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Can we keep this getting
Sure,
short?
mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice
I wanted
fellows.
to ask about
Mr.
someone.
Everett doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
About Edgar?
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Everett's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does. But a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not even in Revershaw, they say.
Don't want to interrupt
All
him.
kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Everett's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Africa. Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
South Safri. A lot of bulk chemical manufacturing going on there. A lot of cargo shipments being made too.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Everett would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
Tell you what, this
He's a
person.
union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Everett sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him.
Yes, they do.
I think that's what he does. He makes everyone feel a little better.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times like these.
Sure, mister.
Right, nothing else to say.
Mr. Dubois, the word in Martinez is a certain police officer is once again happily reunited with his service weapon. Congratulations, my friend. I prefer my police officers old-fashioned like that, with a gun. You can do so many things with a gun that you can't do without one. Now, what can I help you with?
I did that.
What?
Shady brew, you told me to make it even shadier. I didn't. I had alcohol in it, now there's no alcohol.
Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating tasks, and it's a great relief to see people taking initiative. I don't even want to know what all of that means.
Nice.
Brew, shady, alcohol, turned off. I'm gonna let the world surprise me.
Look, my gun. Show it to him.
My. She's quite the looker, Harry. You can't imagine how pleased I am the two of you are reunited. Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up?
Not at all.
I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. Anyway, I'm glad you're all right and armed again, Harry. Now, what can Everett Clare do for you?
Your
I'm
questions.
always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. Very nice, Harry.
Murder.
Most certainly, Harry. By all means, Harry. What?
Alright, so he's got nothing else for me at the minute. So I'm happy to flip him to Joyce in a bit of trying to get a bit more information. Plus, I've already like mugged them off with the documents, haven't I? So.
A rusting control panel with the crane does not return.
I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't let me interact with that a minute ago.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Okay.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you now?
The Weasel I visited turns out he's a hell of a colonial mug collector.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
See how we're all busy concentrating on the racist mugs? That's what the ruling class wants. Such a funny mug collection. All I'm saying is he had a lot of mugs.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this.
Ah! Ever so slightly. Only ever so slightly. I'm frustrated about my inability to be able to do things. Alright, let's go hand in the quest about the traps. Harry, go through the door, mate. There we go. My boys don't care about them.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Just doing my job.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie. Mexican origin. The pin is an antique. Quite special.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
But actually, I've lost all my memory. You never told me you'd seen it.
You don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
That is a way bigger compliment than it sounds like. Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
What happened?
I looked up, and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I'd never seen anything like it. The reeds turned into a creature. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds. I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't.
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys.
Impress boys?
That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
Did you beat the last 2 Chadley missions? Yeah. I got the plat for Rebirth. It's those last 2 missions are beastly.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one.
Oh, how long did it take?
Such an impossibly sunshiny day. So
I
warm.
don't want to randomly spoil it for someone watching this, but I haven't tried to only watch videos. So one of them is much harder than the other. One of them is much easier if you use the other character the entire time, basically. The other one is very hard. I got to like the 10th round and died a bunch of times, which was heartbreaking. And I have like a little clip of it that I'm happy to send you if you want to see it. But I was literally like this close from failing again. I'd managed to clutch win it. But I basically ended up doing like a very specific strat that made most of them pretty easy. It just was a couple of rounds where it could just get dropped. So it's 100% doable. You just need some luck and like a bit of patience. Like I'd just sit down and give it a go, and if it didn't work, I'd stop, do something else, give it another go, and eventually you'll get it.
Up and walk right into the reeds on her own, into the mud, anywhere.
All right, can I tell you I've looked at the traps now?
Ha ha! Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
Gives a gruff pat on the shoulder.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So I checked all the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
One of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Yep, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
The empty trap was one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow?
I definitely left that one stocked.
Right from the campsite? Just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Of course, more clever.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly.
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
That's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter this phasmid.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Mine stands. Okay?
I wasn't being sarcastic.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority.
Develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts.
The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
Sure, why not? 72.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
A little hooligan. But what would a child want with bugs?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Delinquents. My favorite.
It doesn't sound like it's really his favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks in his tea.
Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
No need to apologize, Geary. You've been
Geary.
more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
Very generous, I mean, officers.
I was gonna say, I don't think I had anything else to say to it. Do you have anything else to say?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Yes? What is it?
That was some first rate karaoke. Alright, I'm gonna leave that for now. Let's go back up to Telkaja. I don't know why I always mispronounce her name. No, go through the door. Go through the, like, I don't know what's going on today, but it just, like, will ignore my clicks.
Hello, officer.
I found your boy.
What brings you up here again?
It was empty, just seawater.
Oh.
Did you take the documents?
No, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
I have a strange feeling this is one undiscovered cryptid that took your documents. I'll file this under a theft of some kind.
Thank you, but actually, now that I think about it, you mentioned seawater. I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch mechanism. The documents were probably just washed away.
Yeah?
Where does that door lead to?
I have no idea, officer.
Oh.
All right.
We are getting nowhere fast. Where's the working class woman? I'd like to tell her about her husband.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime Rem.
No.